Gen friends, my name is Pradeep Elawat and today I am here in front of you to teach a very interesting and very important subject, that is Indian polity. So in this lecture I am going to discuss with one topic, that is a preamble of Constitution of India. What is preamble? What is the significance of preamble? Is preamble a part of the Indian Constitution or not? What are the various Supreme Court judgments regarding preamble? In the end, we will raise a very important question: is preamble a myth or reality in the contemporary India? So let's get started. Every book, or for that matter any book, has preface. For example, I have this book Indian Polity by M. Lakshmikant. Now when I open this book, there is one page that is a preface of this particular book. Now what is this preface all about? This preface tells us what this book is all about. This preface gives us insight into particular book, or I can say that this preface is nothing but brief or short summary of this particular book. And it also unlocks the mind of M. Lakshmikant. What was the thought process of M. Lakshmikant when he was writing this book? In the same manner, we can say that preamble of Constitution of India is nothing but preface of Constitution of India. It also unlocks the minds of the writer. It also unlocks the mind of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. What was the thought process of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar when he was writing this book? How? Because our preamble talk about justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, unity and integrity of the nation. What it means? It means the drafter of our constitution, the maker of our constitution, they were believer of justice, they were believer of liberty, they were believer of equality, they were believer of fraternity, so and so far. This means two things is very much clear. First thing, preamble is preface of Constitution of India, and second, it also unlocks the minds of the writer who wrote this constitution. Fine. So can I write these 2 points? What is the first point? Remember, first point is nothing but preamble is preface of Constitution of India. This is the first point. Remember, my dear friend. Second point is it also unlocks the minds of writer. It also unlocks the minds of writers who wrote our constitution, who wrote or who drafted our constitution, Fine. So in a simple way, I can say that preamble is nothing but it is a philosophy of Constitution of India. Now let us go way back in 1967. There is a very famous case of Golaknath versus State of Punjab. What was the case? The case name is Golaknath versus State of Punjab. Year is 1967. Now in this particular case, Supreme Court said preamble contains in a nutshell all its ideals and inspirations. Which case, my dear friend? The case name is very important, that is Golaknath versus State of Punjab. In the coming video lectures, I am also going to discuss this particular case in a very detailed manner. Now there is another case of Berubari Union Case 1960. What was the name of the case? The case name is Berubari Union Case 1960. In this particular case, Supreme Court said preamble is a key to open the minds of the maker, open the minds of the drafter of our constitution. So Supreme Court said preamble is a preamble is a key of open the minds of maker or drafter of our constitution. Agree? So fine, remember these two particular cases. Although there are so many cases, I'm going to discuss all the cases in detail one by one, but later. Now let us back to our preamble. This is our preamble. Now let us discuss this preamble in a detailed manner. So we can break this preamble in a 4 part. What is the first part? First part is nothing but we the people of India. Now when you start reading this line now, we the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens. Now the first statement, we the people of India. Now this statement, we the people of India, it basically represents source of Constitution of India. Now my dear friend, what is the source of Constitution of India? We the people of this country. What it mean? It means our constitution is not a gift of the foreign power. Our constitution is not a gift of the foreign organization. This constitution is a gift of power of this people of this country which they have given to themselves. Fine. So first statement is we the people of India. It basically tells about the source. Fine. Now second, let us break. Second is nothing but nature of Indian state. What is the second point? Second point is nothing but nature of Indian state. So my dear friend, what should be the nature of Indian state? The nature of Indian state should be sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Now when you look at all these terms are in capital. Sovereign is in capital, socialist is in capital, secular is in capital, democratic is in capital, republic is in capital. And my dear friend, there is a no comma or punctuation mark in between them. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this, you cannot see sovereign separately. You cannot see socialist separately. You have to see all this term integral as a whole. That's the beauty of our constitution. Fine. So if any one of is removed, so what will happen? The whole concept of this democratic or whole concept of this constitution will be removed. Fine. So we cannot remove this particular term. So we have to see all this term as an integral as a whole. We have to see all this term integral as a whole. I think you can understand better. Fine. Now third is nothing but the objective. Third part is nothing but objective. What should be the objective? Objective should be justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. And my dear friend, if you remember, there was a objective resolution, and that objective resolution, there was one objective resolution, and that objective resolution was presented by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Now what was mentioned in the objective resolution of Pandit Nehru? The objective resolution of Pandit Nehru also talk about justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, so and so far. What it means? I can say that our preamble is nothing but it is same as the objective resolution drafted by or presented by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Fine. Now what about the fourth thing? Fourth thing is that in our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this constitution. So we adopt on 26th of November 1949, but this came into force on 26th January 1950, and that's why we celebrate 26th January as a Republic Day. Now what was the reason behind it? Now remember my dear friend one thing, some of the provisions were already enacted on this date and some of the provisions were enacted on 26th January 1950. Now what is the reason behind it? The reason behind it, we have to go back in 1929 when the Purna Swaraj demand occurs. So Pandit Nehru in our Constituent Assembly, we celebrated first time Independence Day. We celebrated first time Independence Day on 26 January 1930. So Pandit Nehru said, although we did not get the complete independence on 26 January, but this date is of immense significance. That's why on the suggestion of Pandit Nehru, we enforce our constitution on 26 January 1950, and this day is celebrated as a Republic Day. Fine. So we can break our preamble in 4 parts. We the people of India, source, second is the nature, and third one is nothing but the objective, and the fourth one is the date on which we adopt and enact our constitution. Fine. Now let us discuss all these natures, sovereign, socialist, all these terms in a very detailed manner. Fine.